you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China.
2020 was a year of not just the pandemic, but also racial unrest.
It was as though the whole media machine was in agreement with one thing, that Trump was a racist for calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus.
From cashiers who will tell somebody, I'm not going to serve you because I don't want to catch coronavirus.
I'm Roger Chang, head of CNN News, and I want to talk about two words, Chinese virus. Why it's both wrong and dangerous to use that label when referring to the coronavirus.
Wall-to-wall coverage agreed that you cannot use ethnicity when describing the virus, whether it's CNN, BBC, MSNBC, or any others. And why not?
Ethnicity does not cause the virus.
We live in a time of a 24-hour news cycle where the news has become more like entertainment, where instead of just being introduced to the facts, we now have alternative facts. We also have opinion pieces as opposed to journalism. Let's fast forward to 2022, when the news cycle is more entertaining than informing and more masticating the information rather than reporting on it. How do we view the new monkeypox virus? Well, clearly, I for one didn't actually believe everything I was reading online. I had to go and look for myself.
More cases of monkeypox are being discovered in Britain every day. So far, at least 20 people have been infected with the virus, which is most common in remote parts of Central and West Africa. What
about those who say, well, nobody watches the mainstream media anymore, we're all on social media? Well,
really low. The disease is usually found in Central Africa and West Africa, and more specifically the rainforest areas. And there are actually two strands of the disease, the West African and Central African strands.
Okay, so there you have it. So the consensus is that this is an African virus, mostly in Central and Western Africa. It's all over your social media as well, because the mainstream media has blasted their information on there too. And the mainstream media are doing this despite knowing that this is what causes attacks on people from that ethnic group. We saw before people who have been attacked, not because they were from China, but because their ethnicity was Chinese. So you could be a young woman living your best life in Florida, Paris, Berlin, or Lisbon, and you could be attacked. Not because of anything you've done or for anywhere you've been, but simply because of where your genes are from.
Monkeypox infections are popping up around the world. The greatest number of confirmed cases are in Spain, Portugal, and the United Kingdom. So far, there have been at least 92 confirmed cases in 12 countries.
Yeah, fascinating. Let me watch this one more time.
Infections are popping up around the world. The greatest number of confirmed cases are in Spain, Portugal, and the United Kingdom. So far, there have been at least 92 confirmed cases in 12 countries.
92 cases over 12 countries. So we're talking about 7.5 cases per country. Now, if this is mostly found in Western and Central Africa, this continent right here would be lit up red like the rest of them. For this to be breaking news in international media across the planet at the same time, for 7.6 cases per country, there has to be another agenda. There must be something else going on. There must be another reason why everyone is talking about this now. This is the Tesla Model S Plaid. It is a high-performance saloon. The same sort of price tag as a luxury saloon, but with the performance to beat the best hypercars on the market. And when I say hypercars, I mean it is shockingly fast. Now, this electric vehicle is run off of lithium-ion batteries. One small problem with lithium-ion batteries, though, is that they tend to overheat and catch fire.
Parking structures in Europe and in China.
If that vehicle's in your garage and it's charging and this problem occurs, will likely take the car and the garage and potentially the home.
Model S Plaid burst into flames earlier this week while the owner was driving it. According to the Lower Merion Fire Department in Pennsylvania, copious amounts of water were poured on the vehicle for over 2 hours in order to extinguish the fire and render the scene safe.
Well, the boys and girls are very smart, the electric vehicle companies. They figure that if you add cobalt to the battery design, it disperses the heat quicker. And where do you get cobalt from? Say it with me. West and Central Africa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the latest gold rush. It is cobalt, and it is found in the Congo and in West Africa. Don't be surprised if you hear about some mission to Africa to vaccinate everybody against this monkeypox virus that nobody has. Be surprised if you hear that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation are behind it. Don't be surprised if there's poor young boys like this working in the mines end up being poor young boys unable to work because they're not well after taking so much help from these organizations. But hey, what do I know? Maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe the media companies, these massive media companies from around the world, are all talking about the virus coming out of West and Central Africa that has no cases in West and Central Africa, only in European, Australian, and American countries. And they are talking about it because they want to stop this spread of this non-deadly disease. Maybe that's what is going on, for sure. Besides, in order for that to happen, you need to have the Central Africa and West Africa regions join an international health organization, be part of an international health regulation that will then agree to allow for other countries and companies and non-governmental organizations to come in and mass vaccinate their people. And I don't see that happening. Do you?